So I've been testing out the new QRZ-1 that you can get from QRZ.com if you get your technician license within the last 30 days, and you can get it for quote-unquote free. All things considered, it's actually not a bad little radio. It has pretty good transmit quality and receive quality, and it pushes out pretty much exactly 5 watts. The stock rubber duck antenna that it comes with is fine and dandy, so what's the issue? Well, I've been used to Baofeng products, and if you know anything about Baofeng and how their batteries operate, well then you'll know that you can leave them plugged in for days, weeks, months even, and it'll hold the same charge that it did whenever you left it off all the time ago. This one though, whenever you leave the battery in, it actually slowly discharges. So whether or not I leave it on or whether or not I leave it off, the battery is still discharging, and I've noticed that it has a severe lack of battery capability. Not that handhelds are supposed to be used for an extensive period of time and used to have, long, meaningful conversations, but do not expect to get anything more than 10-15 minutes of talking out of this radio. I believe it's a 1300 milliamp hour battery, and even then, it's not feeling like 1300 milliamp hour. I've ran my UV5R at 8 watts on a 1300 milliamp hour battery, and I get more time than this one does. Not saying in any way that I dislike this radio. In fact, I actually really like it, and I still take it with me around as I'm testing it, and I'm growing more and more fond of it. The only thing is the battery capacity. But that is just something for you to keep in mind as you're traveling, if this is something that you want to use, whether or not you want to use it for, traveling and finding repeaters as you drive or as you climb mountains and stuff. It is perfectly viable. It's just you're not going to have a very long conversation. You're going to make contact with them, and that'll be all you get. If you are keeping it for emergency use, I would actually recommend switching over to the Baofeng UV5R for the simple fact that no matter how long you keep that battery in there, it's not discharging while it's turned off. It would be terrible for cell service to go out and then you try to contact somebody using this radio, only come to find out that it's dead because you had the battery plugged into it. All things considered, this is still a very good radio. I like to take it out and do it for testing purposes, and not to mention that it has really, really good receiving and transmit quality. So, it's something that you may be trading for. My only problem with it is very inefficient with its battery power.